Good morning. I'm out here today at Everglades National Park, waiting for some good light out here. I'm photographing with the Nikon Z8. Along with that, I'm using the Nikon 800mm lens. I also brought with me the Fujifilm XT5, and along with that, I brought the 70 to 300mm lens. Beautiful orange light on the birds right now. This is gonna make for some good photo opportunities. The skies are finally starting to get blue behind it. Just need for some action. There's definitely babies up there. It's hopping around, flapping its wings, trying to take flight. I'm at 800 for ISO right now, 1250 for shutter speed at 6.3. Try to always keep that shutter speed up high in case the bird takes off flying, so that I can try and capture a nice sharp photograph. The light's beautiful orange on him right now, with just a gorgeous sunrise. Got its back towards me, so what I hope for is, there he goes. He turns his head and I can get a nice picture. Babies aren't doing too much right now. It'd be great if mom takes off flying, comes back with a nice fish for him. Just a gorgeous morning out here. There's not a cloud in the sky. I'm pretty tight with the 800mm. For that reason, I'm taking pictures of the mom mostly vertical. As the mom opens up those wings, I'm definitely gonna have to go horizontal on it. On the babies, since they're a little bit smaller, when they start flapping those wings around, I go ahead and shoot the pictures horizontally. This tree's awesome as far as the height on it. Typically ospreys are so high up that I just hate the angle on it. This is, maybe 20 feet up. Nice clear shot for the most part. Mom's not moving from where she's at, but the babies kind of hop around the nest a little bit. So I'm trying to take some photos with the Fujifilm XT5 using the Fujifilm XF 70 to 300mm lens. I want to see how well the bird and eye autofocus tracking is performing with this combination. So I just spotted the partner to the osprey, I guess, because it's definitely making calls out to another one, and it's getting responses. If I get any interaction with these ospreys, I would have to shoot with the Fujifilm 70 to 300mm lens, because of the fact that I'm too tight with the 800 unless I go ahead and back up. Now I have something flying towards me. This has already been a great morning. What I love about the opportunities that I'm getting right now is that the birds are not very high up. I'm almost straight on shot here with this osprey. It makes for much better photographs when you're not aiming that camera way up in the air. If you could be almost at eye level with it, that's awesome. I'll tell you, it'd be a heck of a challenge if it did take off, because I'm so tight with the 800mm lens. I thought about bringing that 180 to 600mm lens, but I haven't used the 800 that much, so I wanted to go ahead and make sure that I give it a good workout out here today. Got a great opportunity now with some woodpeckers. Getting real nice compositions here with the 800mm lens. Change my ISO down to about 400 or 640 and still maintain a fast enough shutter speed where if the bird takes off flying, I can hopefully capture a nice sharp image. It looks like the second osprey that was off to my left has flown away, but this one's still here. I backed up and I'm really at a nice eye level position with the bird. That's the nice thing about having an 800mm lens, that you can back up and you can get a straighter shot at the bird where you're more at eye level, especially when the bird is not as high as typically I find them to be. This one's maybe 20 feet up in the air, and it's got a nice wide opening to it. So the way that the osprey is up on the tree, the sun's really hitting its backside. I would love for it to turn and face towards my left shoulder. That way it's going to be more front lit. Now on the Fujifilm XT5, I'm using the 70 to 300mm lens, which is a perfect lens for the distance that I have with this bird right now. Zoomed out all the way, that's 450mm. The mother and the baby bird both in the composition with enough room that if they were to open up their wings or take off flying or anything like that, I should be able to capture a couple of images. And obviously with the 70 to 300mm lens, I can wide angle back and get some shots. So I think I have the perfect combination out here of gear for the photography that I'm doing at this moment. I am shooting on continuous autofocus. I do have the bird and eye autofocus tracking turned on the Fujifilm XT5, but what I'm doing is I have a box selected where I'm moving the box and putting it on the face of the bird to try and help the camera as best as possible to focus on the bird that I want to go ahead and make sure that I'm focused on. In this case, there's two in the image because I am shooting where both the mom and the baby are in the composition. If depending on which one has their face up, or which one I'm more interested in at the time, I go ahead and place the box on the face of the bird and let the eye autofocus tracking get on the eye. In the viewfinder, the Fujifilm XT5 seems to be doing that. It's not a big challenge for the system right now because they're not flying or anything like that. Moved around a little bit using the Fujifilm 70 to 300 millimeter lens, which is an equivalent of 450 millimeters at the long end. I was able to get much closer to the bird, and I've also found some different compositions. I'm now going to go ahead and move with the Nikon Z8 and the 800 millimeter lens to a different spot where I'm hoping I can get some pictures of the baby facing me. Trying to capture a picture where I have both birds with their face where you can see them. Try and use this park bench to see if it creates a different composition for me. With the Nikon Z8, I'm using the bird eye autofocus tracking, and I'm using wide custom 2 focus box and placing it on the face of the bird to go ahead and help the eye autofocus tracking out. Now I move the camera a little bit to the left. There's a branch that's in the way there, and it is hurting the composition. Make sure you're looking around and seeing if there's anything that could be taken away from your image. I believe now by moving to the left that I'm creating a better opportunity for me. Part of the challenge is you also want to make sure when it's turning his face around, the opportunities when the sun hits the eyes and then it lightens up those eyes and you see those beautiful yellow eyes on the osprey. It's crazy. Every little movement changes what the quality of light is, and having it on the face of, having it capture the eyes is the way to go. Sorry about that. I just saw an ibis flying by, and I wanted to see how the Fujifilm XT5 performed with that picture. I just went ahead and closed the aperture down on the Fujifilm XT5 so that I can get both birds in sharp focus. I'm focusing on the mom, which is closer to the lens. The baby's easily about a foot behind her. And the one that was just in the tree behind me just flew in. Took a couple of frames with the Fujifilm XT5. Let's see if I can get some images here of the cattle egret that are down low with the Fujifilm XT5. The light's getting higher and higher and harsher and harsher. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I ask you to please like and subscribe, and I thank you for watching.